Speaking of aviators and Air Force people in general, and this belongs to the Navy and all the rest of the commands and the Marines, etc. Typical Air Force personnel on a PCS move, going down an interstate, because interstates are faster, doing 85 in a 55-mile zone, you all go faster than speed limits, and you're driving along and the wife says, "Look over there, look, isn't that unique? I've never seen that before." What do you say, guys?
Keep on.
Press on, you betcha. Yeah, got the old schedule to make here. We'll get to it later. How many times have you ever stopped back and seen it later? Never. And then you get to your destination that night and you go into the motel room. What do you say? Ain't much to do. Let's watch TV tonight. What are we in such a hurry for? Why have we denied ourselves the privilege of seeing life? But we get into this set ETA routine bit, and it's very hard for us to break. I ask you to take a look at that with your family, because it does create problems in your lifestyle. Okay, what I just covered was the good things about you. Let me talk about the defects in your personality. You lack spontaneity. You're a sucker for complacency. The role of ritual in itself is a trap. Familiarization breeds contempt. And positive male feedback is what drives you. Let me restate that last one. You love men more than you love women. Did you all know that? Did you all know that you love men more than you love women? It's very true in this business. So I'm going to let you think about that, because that's kind of hard on our image. So I'll let you all kind of deal with that a little bit. You lack spontaneity. You all are an extremely intelligent group of people. One of the highest IQs as far as groups are concerned, okay, professional grouping. Enormous amount of intelligence. But you do not free think. Oh, you'll plan on something else that somebody else did, and you'll kind of rework things, but you do not come up with brand new ideas. I've been briefing this for years now, and I've asked people in groups, how many of y'all have come up with a brand new, unique idea in the last year? Something that was a new type of invention, something that changed somebody's life. I'll ask y'all, how many of y'all come up with them? My. Maybe. What was it, sir?
I've finished my PhD dissertation research.
Okay. Okay, I'll buy that. I'll buy that. You're the fourth person out of around 16,000 that I believe. I'll buy that.
I'm not talking to you anymore either.
And you say, well, where does this cause us problems? Well, it caused the aviation career field problems in only about one case in their life. Because what you are is stimulus response people. We give you a stimulus, you do a response to it. You're flying along an airplane, the fire light comes on there, and you guys are fantastic about that. But if you ever come up with a brand new, unique emergency in that aircraft, or any other phase of your lifestyle, and you have to come up with a brand new idea, what happens is, because you do not free associate and free think, you will most likely come up with the wrong idea, because you are trained to come up with an idea and make a reaction right then and there. And around 90 to 91% of the cases, initially, if you come up with that reaction, it will be wrong. Brand new, unique idea, okay, for an aircraft emergency. And what we're trying to tell you, and most of you know this when you've been in emergencies, in almost all cases, you have at least a couple seconds to think about it. You don't have to react like a trained dog. Sit there and take a look at the dang thing. Come up with a couple extra ideas. Ask the man on the ground. Sure, he's the old man, but he's got some ideas too. Talk to the safety man. Talk to your crew, whatever the case may be. But come up with about 5 to 6 alternatives on how to handle that emergency. And in that time, about 87% of the cases, you will use the right one, and it will not be the first one that you started out with. Because you do not free associate, you do not free think. You just grab them for straws at that period of time, okay? You're a sucker for complacency because you're good. You're a pro, and pros have systems and methods in the hands of a pro cannot fail. And what you've done is sold yourself a bill of goods and turn around and bought it, lock, stock, and barrel. You think there are times you're infallible in an aircraft or whatever else you do. And whenever you feel that way, make dang sure you do not get on board that aircraft, because you're an accident waiting to happen. You make a mistake each and every time you fly or do your particular job, if it's a very complex job. Okay? Each and every time you make at least one error. Familiarity breeds contempt. Airplanes only kill others. How many times have we said that? How many times have we thought that? Why did old Joe die last week? Geez, he made a stupid mistake. Golly, I wouldn't have done that. Horse crap. You've all done it. Every one of you in here has made a mistake. And every one of you's gotten by with it. And every one of us said, I ain't gonna do that one again, okay? We all make mistakes, and we've got to own up to them. When you first got in aircraft, and I'm going to talk specifically to the aviators here now, but when you first got in aircraft, you were in grade awe of that aircraft. We call it awe, but what we mean is you sat down inside that cockpit for the first time, and you looked at all those instruments, you went, oh, all that crap. You know, how does anybody do that, you know? And after you've done it a couple of times, you say, hey, ain't that hard. Shucks, they can train a monkey to do that, you know? You look at the syllabus, it says you got a couple hairy missions coming up, and you did them. And once you finished doing those, you changed your personality, because now you knew you could do all of the things that the book said that you were supposed to do. And before you used to go out and fly the aircraft, and now you go out and strap the sucker on. See, you're in control of it now. It has no control over you. And every time you're in a weapons system, and you've been in it for 6 months, this thing creeps its head in there. And it's something that you need to take a look at, because every 6 months you're going to have to take a look at how you become familiar with that aircraft weapons system. And you have to stand off from it and say, these are the way that sucker's trying to kill me. These are the things that I'm getting complacent in. New study that was just out, as you get older and older, you guys, even though you lose some of your reflexes, you have a whole lot more experience than the younger troops. But you know where your problem areas lie as far as accidents are concerned? Procedures. Procedures. You get complacent, you know, what the heck, I know what the instrument procedures are, I know what this is, I know what that is, and you press without really doing a lot of background work on it, because see your old head. Familiarity breeds contempt. Speaking of that, you have in your family, when y'all were first dating your spouses, y'all were very aware of that. I'm sorry, honey, it's a little cold in here, let me turn the heat up for you. Too much wind in your hair, my love, let me roll the wind up for you. Here's a lovely rose. We're going out to a special place to eat tonight. Now you'll go home tonight, or when you leave here at TDY and go home, you'll sit down on the sofa, put your feet up on the coffee table, drink your beer, turn the TV on, and say, what's to eat tonight, bitch? Familiarity breeds contempt. And if you don't do something about that every 6 months, you will be married singles within 5 years. So make sure you understand that. You need to do those special things for that spouse. She doesn't know you care about her day to day. You need to tell her. And you need to tell her as often as possible. Okay? Speaking of that, I was talking to y'all about a little bag you had over your shoulder. Y'all got a little small bag, about a 5-gallon bag. Your spouse has about 50 100-gallon bags over her shoulders. And inside her bag, she has all of life's hurts. Every one of them. And if you ever want to find out what pissed your wife off last week, piss her off today. She'll tell you. You remember what you did last? No, you forgot it, man. You've already compartmentalized it out. Continue to get her angry. She'll tell you what you did last year, 6 years ago when you were dating. If you want to continue to piss her off, she'll tell you what her father did to her, her brothers, men in general. And if you want to work on her for 3 days, really continue to steam her for 3 days, she will tell you something else, what you're going to do in the future. And you know what? She's going to be damned accurate, okay? Yeah. Why do our wives have all that trash in their trash bag? Guess when you clowns are going TDY? When's your car break down? When's the refrigerator not work? When's little Johnny break his arm? When's Mary get in trouble with school? When's all that stuff happen? That's when you guys are gone and below the old lady. Just stuff her right in the bag, okay? And she's going to use it at the most inopportune time for you, which is about always, okay? Because you're not willing to hear any of that trash. But we point this out for a specific reason right here. Whenever you hear this, this is a good checklist item for you. It means that you have become familiar with your spouse. And so if you're hearing this, what it means is you have to go back and become more aware of who she is as a person and deal with her as a human being, okay? That's why she brings it out. She doesn't feel good about herself. She's hurting inside. Ritual. Methodology supersedes the goal. I don't know what your rituals are and the jobs that you do, but I want to point out as an example.